Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. We have breaking massive news happening right now. What if I told you that somebody who is supposed to be on Team Trump, somebody that would not be in their position unless Trump put them in that position, has taken bribes? First, they were threatened, then they were bribed, and they are afraid of the left. There is proof that they've been bribed and threatened, and they took the bribe and are now doing everything they can to dismantle the Trump agenda. On top of that, Donald Trump is calling on his DOJ to immediately start investigating and prosecuting Adam Schiff for treason because of the Russia collusion. Ladies and gentlemen, and we are getting into all of that right now. But do me a massive favor. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe. Leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from? And please share this with a couple friends. It really helps get the truth out there. And before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, the sponsor today is Mike Lindell with his companies, My Store and My Pillow. When you go to My Store or My Pillow, use promo code ANN at checkout. Save up to 70% off. Right now, they have a free gift going on. If you use my promo code, it's right there at the bottom. You'll see it. They'll give you a nice free gift. You support Mike. As you know, he is running for governor of Minnesota. So support the channel, support Patriot Mike. God bless you. Thank you. Links are down below in the description. First thing, and you might have already seen this if you guys watch Benny Johnson, but I took a clip of this. This is today. He had Julie Kelly on, and they talked about Supreme Justice Amy Coney Barrett blackmailed. Julie Kelly says the left is extorting ACB since the overturn of Roe versus Wade, forcing her to protect criminal aliens. Because as you know, yesterday, she sided with the liberal judges in the Supreme Court, trying to stop Trump from deporting Venezuelan gang members. Quote, there are threats against her and her family. She is afraid to enrage the left. This makes no sense. Let's watch this.
Just very quickly, because you name dropped here, Amy Coney Barrett siding with the libs. I can't believe this is not like a DEI faculty meeting. This photo is made the rounds. What the hell is going on with Amy Coney Barrett? Trump was so good to her. All of us defended her. We worked so hard to get her into that chair. And now she's siding with the MS-13 gang members. I guess she's going to adopt one, according to Babylon Bee. What? I mean, she has 7 children, all right? So she has 7 kids. And she's voting to make her kids' lives more unsafe and more miserable by bringing more rapists and killers into the country. What the F, Julie?
I mean, I guess I want to attribute it to the hive mind of, 13-year-old girls who, all want to think the same and act the same. There is speculation that especially after the Dobbs decision, and there were threats against her and her family. I believe there was doxing of her children, what schools that they went to, her children's name. I think there's speculation that she is really afraid to enrage the left. But siding with this makes...
Ladies and gentlemen, smash that thumbs up right now if you're in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely no sense. As I said, Sonia Sotomayor making an argument that if the Alien Enemies Act in its current form under the president is allowed to stand, that means the government can round up American citizens, throw them on planes, and sweep them out of the country. That's basically what she said. And Ketanji Brown Jackson's brief dissent was no better. So shame on Amy Coney Barrett for lending her name to this crazy unhinged dissent that was filed in this case. I mean, she should be embarrassed for herself that she lent her credibility, or what she has left of it, to those 2 women and what they said in this case.
So she sided with the 3 liberal judges on the Supreme Court. Who remembers how Amy Coney Barrett became Supreme Court justice? This is after the rigged 2020 election. And yes, on this show, we believe there were things that were unconstitutional and illegal, and Joe Biden's win was not fair and square. On this show, we believe it. Now, after the rigged 2020 election, Trump got her in, right? She was supposed to be the conservative, and the only good thing that she has done was Roe versus Wade. That's it. Everything else, she has sided with the liberal judges. And now she is siding with the Democrats, trying to stop Trump from, and you guessed that right, deporting illegal immigrants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to Donald Trump calling for the investigation, arrest, and imprisonment of pencil neck Adam Schiff and everybody involved in the fake Russia collusion. This happened just last night.
And that's with all of the difficulties and all of the fake investigations and the Adam Shifty Schiffs. Can you believe this guy? He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. And the biggest head. We call him watermelon head. I'd say, how could that big fat face stand on a neck that looked like this finger? How can it? It was the weirdest thing. It's a mystery. Nobody can understand it. But he's one of the most dishonest human beings I've ever seen. And, you know, how we can allow people like that to run an office is a shame, but we did. He was in charge of the witch hunt. You know, he was in charge of the fake witch hunt with Russia. It was a made-up story. Made up. Think of it. They make up a story. They know it's made up. It's gone on for a year and a half, 2 years. Russia. I knew nothing about it. The only thing I knew was that I taxed the pipeline that I told you about, that I put all sorts of sanctions and everything else. They never had a problem like they had with me. But it was Russia, constant, as a method of, what they did is that was the complaint about why she lost an election, because crooked Hillary was expected to win the election. But they didn't see what we saw. We saw the biggest crowds in history gathering, only superseded by the crowds we just had. But
right.
Here's a guy that goes out and he goes to an intelligence hearing or whatever you might call it, and it's supposed to be secret. He'd walk out. He'd either make a call off the record, just as crooked Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff. He's a shifty Adam. Or he'd just go out blatantly and have a news conference. And because it had to do with me and my family, he'd go out and have a news conference. And he said, now, you've got to remember, he knows it's a hoax because he made it up with crooked Hillary. So he knows it's a hoax because we're dealing with human beings on the other side. He'd say, Donald Trump Jr., the son of the President of the United States, will spend many years in prison because of what he's done with Russia. Now, think of that statement on a human basis.
Think about that.
I have a son, a young son, who is being told that he's going for prison on something he doesn't even know what they're talking about. He said, Dad, I don't know what's going on. They keep talking about I'm involved with Russia. I don't know anything about Russia. I swear to you, Dad. And yet Adam Schiff goes out and makes a statement about a hoax that he made up that he knows is false. How bad a human being do you have to be? They put my son and my family through that kind of trauma. These are bad people. These are sick degenerates.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the DOJ this morning released a statement saying that Adam Schiff and the whole Russia collusion is being looked at right now and soon. And they, I believe Pam Bondi posted on Twitter saying, Adam Schiff, be ready for a deposition. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing within our government from the left to the right, they're all working together to go against Donald Trump. These are crooks. These are bad guys. But I have one more video I want to share with you and then something else really quickly. Caroline Levitt, she actually shared this about DOGE just moments ago.
And then the president on Thursday told us that there was an incredible discovery that the DOGE team had made. He called it horrible and incredible. Can you reveal that yet? Give us details on what it was about?
There has been a discovery. I hate to leave you hanging on a cliff, but I don't want to get ahead of the president on that. But I can confirm there has been a discovery. It's just not quite yet ready for release.
So the DOGE team, Elon Musk and DOGE, have found something that Donald Trump is calling horrible and incredible. And very soon, we are going to find out what that is. And apparently, according to Elon Musk and his quotes, it is by far the worst thing they have found so far. Now, let's think about what have they found already. They found that we spent $20 million on cartoons in Iraq. We spent $241 million on gay rats. We spent billions of dollars on building roads in Afghanistan where people have no cars. We built schools in Uganda, also nearly $30 billion. We actually built zero. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And apparently all those things are crumbs compared to what they have discovered and will be releasing soon. As the last part of what I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, who sees what is happening with the stock market today? The stock market, as of a few hours ago, is the strongest stock market it has been in over 5 years. We woke up with the stock market in the red. Then China, they freaked out. China, they didn't know how to respond properly. They said, we're tariffing America 80%. Trump said, okay, we're coming back at you with 130%. Oh, by the way, the countries that didn't retaliate, 75 countries, I believe, 90-day pause on their tariffs. And the stock market gained over $4 trillion in under 15 minutes. And here's Trump reacting. Breaking. Trump announces immediate tariff increase. Oh, this is okay. So Trump renounced, and here's him reacting to it, right? Let me play you this clip.
Got the market seeing your brilliance.
Yeah, that's up almost 7 points. 2,500 points. Nobody's ever heard of it.
I know the audio is bad on that end, but the guy comes up and says the markets are incredible. And Trump responds, I saw that, almost 7 points.
It's got to be a record.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. You make an announcement next. Yes, sir. I'm smart.
So we woke up with the stock market in the red, completely in the red this morning. And right now, people are making more money on the stock market than they have in over 5 years. Don't bet against Trump. Don't bet against a man who prays and doesn't just pray to a God, but to the God, the Lord Jesus. Don't bet against the United States of America. Don't ever bet against the man who wrote The Art of the Deal. Amy Coney Barrett, I am ashamed to say I despise you. I don't like you anymore. The only good thing you have ever done was overturn Roe versus Wade. Other than that, Comey, you are a traitor. You have betrayed Donald Trump. You have betrayed the American people, and you need to resign. Number 2, Shifty Schiff. You will pay your debts. By the way, did you guys know that Shifty Schiff did this? Here, let me take you onto my Twitter page. Did you know that Shifty Schiff has established, by the way, did you know that the Democrats have filed articles of impeachment today? We'll come to that. Listen to this.
We brought together both chambers of Congress, the Senate and the House, to conduct real oversight and to serve as a check and balance, to hold those who misuse power to account and to carry out our constitutional duty. Convening this hearing was not our first choice. We have tried to get our Republican colleagues to hold hearings, to do meaningful oversight, to assert Congress's authority as an independent branch of government.
You know what Shifty Schiff has done? Shifty Schiff has, with other Democrats and a few rhinos, they have established a shadow government to go against Trump. Shifty Schiff, I believe the only reason you established this shadow government is to secretly know when your arrest date is coming so you can flee to a non-extortion country to where we can't extradite you from. But don't worry, Adam Schiff. Don't sleep safely. Don't sleep quietly. Your arrest date is coming. And last but not least, the racist, Al Sharpton, in the front of the world, threatened Donald Trump's life and filed for impeachment. Listen to this.
I want President Trump to know that he's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
What does that mean? to stand there and say you might not even finish this term?
This David is going to bring articles of impeachment against you within the next 30 days. I'm coming for you, Mr. President.
I mean,
This David is coming for you. I want President Trump to know.
Imagine if a Republican stood on stage and threatened a Democrat president like that, or a Democratic congressman, senator, anything. How would, the Democrats react? They would scream threat to democracy, anti-American, hater of freedom, arrest them now. But no, it is only the Democrats who can go around, burn cities, burn cars, threaten people just because they bought a Tesla. It is only the Democrats that can terrorize and threaten and get away with it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our country back by winning the presidency. But just like I said before the election, the battle is just beginning. The battle is just happening right now. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned. I go live daily, updates on everything like breaking in politics. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you soon.